back at it again. This is BrotherBearTales. This is the one who, you know, hit his girlfriend with a car. It's all good, it's all good. Okay, so we're gonna ask him a few questions, and here's the first one.
We went to this, like a town of lights. It was like a Christmas thing. We go into this town, there's lights everywhere. There's like the stands of like deer and like different animals. And they have like rides, not like roller coaster rides, but kind of like carnival rides. Like they had the pirate ship that swings back and forth, if you know what that is. Ferris wheel, stuff like that. And I just remember walking like through the whole trail, because the trail would go in front of the houses and go all the way back around. And it was just so nice and it was peaceful.
We went to the beach it was me, Randy, John Michael, Rebecca, and a couple other of our friends. And so we rode in John Michael's Jeep. And so on the way there, like, I just passed out right away. Like, I passed out on his shoulder, and like I remember very well like seeing the sunrise and like falling asleep on his shoulder. I remember our beach day very well, and it was like the first time that like I went out of the state without my parents, just with a group of friends, and it was just like an adult moment for me, because I felt like an adult because I was doing something with my friends.
Basically, she had to move out of her house quickly, and she had to move into this apartment. And I just remember her being like, I have to just like go now. So as soon as I could, I took off and we went, and I helped her unpack everything. And I just remember her being like, I don't know what else to do. And I'm like, it's gonna be okay. Don't worry, I'm here. And I was like reinforcing her and like encouraging her. I'm like, this is the right thing to do. It's going to be okay. And we literally unpacked all the boxes. We got everything done in like a couple days. And I just remember that so clearly, because it was like the first step to realizing how much I truly cared about her.
I think our first date also, I remember the best. Like, I remember the exact songs that were on my Spotify that night. I remember like exactly what I was wearing. I remember exactly what perfume I had on. I remember what he was wearing. Like, I remember everything from that day so clearly.
We're probably gonna have a pet. She talks about that so much, like a chinchilla or a dog or a cat, or was it a sugar glider? I don't know. We've talked about so many pets. I can't imagine just not having one by that point. I will have graduated with bachelor's in computer science, maybe going for my master's, depending like on work. She will be going for her master's for psychology, so we'll have that to look forward to. I think we'll be happy and hopefully be working towards or have a home for both of us. Or a house, I should say, because home is where the heart is.
In 5 years, I hope to see us still together, for sure. And I think I'm probably still going to be in school. He's probably going to be out in the workforce. And maybe by then engaged. But I think by then we'll have at least gone on a couple trips and at least be looking into an engagement or looking into a wedding, if we're not already engaged yet.
Well, I see us married. I can't doubt that. I can't. We actually just a few days ago made 10 months. So
nice.
Lit.
So I had a ticket that I had to pay for, and it was a very big ticket. It was well over $400. It was.
So I knew she had to pay the ticket. If she didn't pay it, like, you don't pay a ticket, they put a warrant out for your arrest. And she's like, I have to go to work. And I'm like, no, you have to pay the ticket.
I used to be the only person there, and it was like a little summer camp. So like if I wasn't there,
if I remember correctly, she was like, I
to
have to pick up money to pay the ticket. And I'm like, okay, cool. But she's like, I'm gonna stay the whole time so I can work, so I can get more money. And I'm like, no. You go to work, you pick up the check, you come back, you get the money, you go pay the ticket.
it was just like so frustrating because I knew I needed to go to work, but I also knew that I needed to pay the ticket. But I can't remember if I didn't have the money yet or if I was going to work to get the money.
I'm like, you are going to get arrested. You are going to be in jail.
That was our first argument, but I don't even remember it that well. So like, obviously it wasn't a big deal. So I have a break in between my classes during the day, and so I'll usually like come and hang out in his dorm whenever like I have my break, and it never fails. He always starts a video game that he can't pause, and it's always like at the time that I need to be let into the dorms because you have to have a key to get in. So I don't have one because I don't live in the dorms. So it's just very frustrating that every single time he's playing a game, which like is very frustrating. But it's like I play games too, like it's just timing, it's not something that you control. So I understand.
She makes these spontaneous decisions, like she'll be doing something and she's like, you know, I want to do this. And then I'll be like, why? And she'll be like, I don't know, I just want to do it. And I'm like, but like this spontaneousness, it just throws me through a loop sometimes. It's kind of a pet peeve of mine.
He tickles me all the time, and I hate being tickled more than anything else. It makes me feel scared and uncomfortable. I hate being tickled, and this kid feels the need to tickle me every time he gets a chance. And like, I'm ticklish everywhere. Physically, I'm in love with his eyes. I'm a sucker for anybody with the light eyes. And he has the lightest, bluest, like clearest eyes I have ever seen. Like, they're just gorgeous. I'm in love with his eyes, along with the rest of him.
She's so selfless. Like, she puts a lot of people before herself. Whenever she was growing up, she did that with her siblings, and she always put them before herself. She would like take the blame for them on things, and she always made sure that they were safe. And I feel like she puts me first a lot of the time. And it's just, it's so nice because not many people do that. Not many people will take the time to put someone else first, and it really means a lot.
I just love how caring he is, and how like the minute he realizes that I'm upset, he throws on a goofy face and tries to make me laugh, which I also love about him. I love his sense of humor.
She's very sarcastic, and I mean that in a good way because I'm sarcastic. So she bounces off my sarcasm, returns it back, and comes at me, and I love that so much because some people don't know how to handle it. While her, she'll take it and throw it right back at me, and we'll go back and forth, and we'll laugh about it, and it'll be great.
But if he can't make me laugh and realizes it's something more serious, he gets very emotional, and he's very sympathetic that like, if you're upset, I'm upset. And so he's very good at noticing whenever people need to talk and whenever something's wrong.
She is insanely smart and talented. She'll never give herself credit for it. She's very modest, so I guess that kind of goes along with it. But she's good at drawing. She's extremely smart for school. There's just so many things she doesn't give herself enough credit for. But I always see it, and I'm like, that is amazing that she can do that, and you really don't give yourself enough credit. She got me to start going to this like life team thing, youth group thing, and after I walked her back to her car, and we were sitting in her car, and we were like, okay. So she wanted, we basically exchanged testimonials. It got like super deep, like probably one of the most deep conversations I've ever had with anyone. And she sat there when I was done, and she was like, I get where you're coming from, and I will be here to support you through everything that you do. And while I knew I liked her before that, that conversation made me realize I was truly, truly in love with her, and that I didn't feel like I wanted to be with anyone else.
Are some of the things that he would say to me, like whenever we were Skype calling, like if I would fall asleep first. Like there was one night that I was laying down, but like I was so tired, like I couldn't move. And so I heard him like ask a couple times, like, are you awake? But I was like half asleep, so I really couldn't answer. So he was like, okay, good night, I'll see you tomorrow. Even though I was asleep, he still told me good night. And I realized, like, there were a couple times after that, like, that I would try and stay awake, even if I was falling asleep just long enough to see if he would do it again. And every single time he, like before he would hang up, even if I was asleep, he would tell me good night. And I think that's when I realized, like, that I was just in love with him.